All right, all right, all right. What is up, humans? And welcome on in to the very special Cinema Lords Halloween Spectacular. I am Vision. I will be your host this evening. And on top of being your host, I'm very proud to further on the announcement that I was just given my own show today. I'll be getting my own Disney Plus series. Will be following me, trying to find my lost memories and my lost self. So be on the lookout for that. But for now, we have a very, very important event to host. With me today, I have my Sheriff Los.
Sheriff Los to you, boy.
How we doing today, bud?
I'm doing great. I'm going through a midlife crisis, losing my hair. I will pull your ass over for going 68 and 65.
I fly much, much faster than that. You'll never catch me. And then also with us, here from I don't even know what planet. He's traveled a long way. Our Jedi, our Sith, who knows? Mr. Rogers.
I was feeling like a Jedi earlier today, but, you know, I got more mad as the day went on, so I decided to turn into a Sith.
Sith, hood up, Sith?
Yeah, exactly.
Hood up, Sith.
Yep.
Sith Seth.
Sith Seth, I love it.
Love to see it, love to see it. So, the show, we've been planning it for a long time now. What we're going to do for Halloween, we decided to land on a fantasy draft, something that we think we're going to be implementing into the show quite a bit going forward. But we decided to do a nice Halloween horror movie themed fantasy draft. We will be doing 8 rounds in total. We will be doing 4 movies, 4 characters. Even in that, though, it'll be even more subdivided into smaller categories. We will be drafting for the movies 1 slasher, 1 supernatural, 1 monster movie, and then 1 founding footage movie. Then we'll be drafting 4 characters. Like I said, we'll be drafting a hero, a villain, a monster, and then a director's choice, which is any of the categories listed above. It can be anything you want. So who knows? Someone could be walking out here with like a nice Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger combination or something special.
Hey, just
like
to clarify, are we doing a snake draft or?
We're going to do snake draft.
Yep.
Yep. Whoever gets the first overall pick will be drafting 6th after that.
Let's go.
We're going to go back and forth. And obviously we're having a draft, so we have to figure out how we're going to do this draft order. It's Halloween, so what the hell are we going to do? First idea was the Bob for Apples, which would have been very, very, very
Your
funny.
face paint would have been a disaster.
Yeah. It's already pretty amazing, I would say, if you ask me right now. I think I look fantastic. But if we did some face diving into some water right now, I'm not sure how that would go. So unfortunately, we had to scrap that idea. However, I did come up with something that I thought was a pretty good alternative, something that I think will be pretty fun for all of us. Also fits the Halloween mold just well, I would say. Got it right here with me. I got this beautiful, lovely bucket of blood, guts, some fingies, some gooey eyeballs, all the great concoctions.
Nick donated the blood himself.
Yeah. The half gallon.
I don't know who Nick is, but he's probably dead now.
Absolutely.
But so how I've determined to do this, we have this beautiful bucket, like I've said, in front of us, as you guys can all see. Below this level of gunk, these fingers, these gooey eyeballs, are 10 ping pong balls. 3 of the ping pong balls have numbers on them, 1, 2, and 3. If you're lucky enough to pull a 1, 2, or 3 on your first pull, congratulations, you're done. That's it. You get your draft door, you get your draft pick, you know what you're picking, you can stop worrying about who you're going to take in the first round. If you happen to pull one of the 7 ping pong balls that has no number on it, unfortunately, that means that you're just simply going to have to pick again. If you pull a ping pong ball that doesn't have a number on it, you will be skipped basically in that rotation. You'll have to go to the next person in line, so on and so forth, until we eventually have all 3 numbers picked out of this bucket. So who knows? We could be here for a little while.
I think whoever comes in last should have to finish their drink as well right away.
I like it. I'm in. I'm in indeed.
That's up the ante, huh?
We got some lovely witch's brew here that we're all drinking this evening. Nice witch brew. Tastes delightful. So I was like, all right, so obviously now we have this draft. How are we going to decide who goes first? It's my show, so I am going to start things off. But then I decided, how's the best way to decide between you two?
By all means. I don't want to put my hand in that.
No, by no means whatsoever.
So I decided I went to show appearances. Do you know out of the two of you guys which has more show appearances?
I'm going to say...
It's dead close.
I'm going to say Seth.
Seth just edged it out.
All right.
Yeah, no, I haven't been around for a while.
Seth just edged it out with all the Los vacationing. Seth had tuned in enough times when Los was here.
Sorry.
So Seth is going to be picking number 2, and then we will have Los picking number 3.
That's fine. Hopefully you pick a ball that has a number on it. Hopefully you do too, and then I don't even have to.
But yeah, we're gonna friggin' get this thing started here, nice and fast, real quick. So I'm gonna toss that down here. Let's do this here. Oh yeah. Oh
The finger just went
gooey eyeballs.
diving.
Oh Jesus, Lord have mercy. That's blank. Yeah, that's blank.
Oh man.
Yep, that's a blank one.
What a loser.
Yep, that's tough.
Right.
Jedi.
Hey,
Moose.
increase my odds, Seth. Jedi, Sith Seth.
So I don't get it fucking crunched.
Oh boy, that's real gunky. I went real deep.
Yeah, you did.
I went real deep. Oh, I think we got another
Oh
blanker.
man.
Unless that's a 1. Is that a scratch?
Nope, that's the cut. That's the hole. That's the hole in the ball.
Yeah, I saw him on right there. What the fuck?
Hate to see that.
I had to use my vision like powers to burn a hole in each ball to get them to sink because I couldn't believe with this thick fucking blood that it wouldn't sink by itself, but they didn't. They were feisty bastards.
Oh, I got third.
Oh, that motherfucker.
No.
Oh, that motherfucker. He seen it. Ah. All right. I'm going right back in. Oh, good job, babe. We have Steph on the producer switches ladies and gentlemen.
My fingers look like I was eating
Oh, no.
nacho cheese Doritos all night.
Oh, no, another blank.
Oh.
Oh,
blank off.
no.
Alright.
Oh, no. Oh, man, it's so gunky. Oh, no, another one.
Nope.
A blank off.
Nothing.
All right, well, we're at least halfway through the balls, and 2 of them have numbers, so that's good. Our odds are getting better. Oh, my goodness me. All right.
That is honestly gross.
Oh, it
It's
is.
so like thick.
At the bottom, it's so much. It's so
I didn't even want to put my hand in it.
Oh, fuck me, I got another blank.
Oh, another one.
I got another fucking blank. Jesus.
You guys are fighting for that one
I'm gonna
spot.
pull
right
every
now.
blank out of this damn thing.
I'm almost happy I got the last pick in the draft.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
got
got
the
one.
one.
Hey! Now I just gotta find this 2 ball.
Use the force.
All right, I'm
Strong
middle
with it.
picking.
I'm so happy I don't have to put my hand in that anymore.
I'm so. All right, here we go. Yeah.
Oh, he's still going. You're sick. You already
Oh,
know.
yeah, just got
You already know what you're picking.
There it is. Yeah, no, those are the rules. You gotta pick till you get it.
Ugh.
So all 3 numbers are out.
Now you gotta finish your drink too.
I found it. Yep, I gotta finish my drink. Oh boy. Gunky.
This is nasty.
That was gross. The bottoms of that was far grosser than I thought. You know, there's some
The
of
whole
those,
thing was grosser than what I thought it was gonna be.
some of those gunky eyeballs. I think almost like melted. It seemed like those things were pretty nasty. Pretty gross. So what do we got? Mitz numero uno, myself number 2, and then Mr. Lozenge number 3.
Me picking back to back. I love it.
Which I'm gonna go quickly rinse my hand off, but on the way over there, I'll go right in the draft order. But switch out this bucket for our Sharpies, which Los are right behind.
Then get this bucket out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this thing out of here right now. Oh boy, that was pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie. I made it myself, and I paid the consequences there. I had to pick out of that thing 4 times, I think, right? That was gross. Good heavens, the best.
Yeah, that was honestly nasty. You saw me.
Would-
I didn't even.
would not
I didn't even.
recommend.
I put literally quarter of my fingers in there to grab the
You
ball.
almost
that I
grab
saw.
the ones on top.
That was not. That was not my bag, baby. Now you guys' hands stained.
Stained hands.
Sheriff Los, could you please throw me that black Sharpie on the windowsill behind you, good sheriff?
Black Sharpie.
Yeah, it's laying down. You can get those 2 cups too, actually. You want to bring those to the table? We're going to use those now too.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. Those are going to be right there so we can have easily access them. What? Thank you.
That one was right there.
So we got Jedi. Moose.
I like Sith Seth way better.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I already forgot.
No, I'm good now. I got the first pick, so I'm all set.
called Sheriff, right? I think it's possible.
You missed an F.
2 Fs. Yeah.
Two R's,
The
two F's.
disrespect. Now I'm definitely pulling you over.
Yep, I deserve it. Guilty as charged.
Nah, Vision. Hey, Vision doesn't drive a car. He flies.
Listen, I'm an Android, okay? I don't have to worry about things like simple things like spelling and traffic tickets, okay? I'm a super Android. All right, I gotta finish this drink. Then we're gonna start off with Mr. Moose. Now, as we said, we have 8
A lot of pressure. Hey, a lot of pressure on the first pick.
I agree. Oh, I agree. But
the whole draft.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
will be able
what
to
category are you
select
gonna go?
whatever
You gonna
he
go a
wants.
movie? You gonna go a character?
We'll see. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
I really gotta fix my thingies here. This is gonna be tough.
Cats are back.
The cats are back. Oh no. All right.
Ramsey.
So I have to finish this thing, huh? Shit.
Yeah, kill that. I'll top you off with some more.
If you would, a good sheriff. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Moose, as we start this Halloween draft, where is your head? What are we thinking?
Movies?
You're gonna go movie up the gate, all right?
Yep. And I'm gonna go slasher.
Whoa, no wasted time. Going right into the big stuff.
I'm gonna get this right out of the way. Do you want me to write it down and then explain? Or
Whatever you
explain
want to do, baby. It's your world. We're just living in it.
I'm gonna explain it at first.
All right, do it up.
So you think of Halloween.
Yep.
How do you avoid Michael Myers? You move out of Haddonfield, Illinois during Halloween. How do you avoid Jason? You move away from Camp Crystal
Listen,
Lake.
you just don't go to the camp.
Correct.
Yeah, you just don't go to the lake.
How do you avoid going to sleep at night?
Ooh. It's
You
tough.
don't.
You can't.
Everyone's got to sleep.
When you enter a dream world, are you in control?
No.
Man,
Not really.
He's doing it.
So the whole premise of A Nightmare on Elm Street and how Freddy Krueger controls this dream scenario where you have to sleep as a human being.
You got to do it.
Not only that, it creates some of the coolest character deaths that I've seen in any slasher films. Like I think her name's Tina from the first one. Remember when she's on the ceiling just getting absolutely eviscerated.
Yeah.
Like that back in the day, to me, would be like my mouth would be on the floor watching that. It would scare the hell out of me.
Those movies terrified me when I was younger.
Not only that, like one of Johnny Depp's.
Yep.
Early movies.
Johnny Depp. I think he was only 20 years old in that.
Yeah. So just the combination of the two, I think the premise of it, the fact that the people in that horror genre, you have to sleep at some point.
Got to do it.
When you do sleep, you're in this dream world that you don't have any control over. So I'm gonna go Nightmare on Elm Street.
I like it. You got to do it. You can't. You're right. You got to sleep. All humans got to do it. I don't have to sleep. I can stay awake forever. You know what I mean? I'm an android. No worries about that stuff. So your slash movie's gonna be, what is it? Red? Red slasher.
Red, yeah.
There you are, sir.
That's a great pick.
Red slasher.
I love
off the
Nightmare
board.
on Elm Street. Classic movie.
Even though I am an android
Get you
and I
every
have a
time.
super brain, I still took down some notes, pen and paper style. I want it to be relatable. You know what I mean? To you simple cessmen out there that are watching. Slasher off the board. Nightmare on Elm Street. I did have that on my list, but towards the bottom. You know, I'm just going to do it because it's by far and away my favorite monster of all. We've
Don't
talked
do
about
it.
this
Don't
movie
do
a
it.
little,
Don't do
a
it to
little
me,
bit
'cause I
on
was
the
just about to-
podcast
Oh,
already.
don't do it to me, Nick. Come on. I
We
was just
talked
about to
about-
take a monster as well, so you better not take the person that I'm thinking of.
We've talked about this movie a little bit on the podcast already.
I'm scared now because you said it's on the podcast already.
We did because we just went and checked it out in IMAX.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm not going to waste any time. I mentioned it when we went and saw it recently in IMAX. Jaws. They re-released it. First time ever. I said it was one of my favorite movies literally of all time. Especially growing up as a kid. It's a movie that my mom also pushed on me. My mom's a big movie watcher, so she pushed a lot on me. Not just Rocky and Creed. We mentioned that last week. But also, I keep talking like I'm freaking Nick. I'm not Nick. My mom is... There is no mom. She's not real.
It's Iron Man.
If
Iron Man.
I had a mom, she would have watched Jaws and me a lot. She would have pushed those things on me. But as far as monsters go, I'm not a huge fan of some of the other big ones out there. The big great white shark. He's a beast. Jaws,
Yeah.
different kind of horror, but redefined its time. One of the best.
I think it's a great pick.
Yeah.
A timeless
Personally.
classic.
Plus, he's on screen for what, like 20 minutes in the whole film?
Timeless classic. Yep.
That movie just moves you like...
The way that they bait him and make him seem like you're constantly watching out for him, but you never see him, and then all of a sudden, bang.
Yep.
I can't be the only one to say that as a young kid watching that movie, even though it came out a couple decades before I was born.
Oh, it's that people that show up.
That movie literally would make you go to the beach and like think about sharks in the water.
Yep.
And like, how many times did you be like, dun, dun,
Yep.
dun, dun? That was just like, this is a classic movie.
Especially growing up here, where we grew up.
Classic. Yeah, exactly. It touches.
It was
touches
also
home,
filmed
dude.
here too. Filmed in Martha's Vineyard.
But a classic.
Because
movie,
Amityville
a
does
classic
mean
monster.
friendship. That's a good call. I was not expecting that. Should have known that the three of us like that movie so much.
I'm about to shock the world with my pick.
We might have to use the black one for the monster movies because the other colors that I picked don't show up very well. They're like very light. Excuse me, kitten.
All right. So for my pick,
You get the double pick, sir.
yeah. So I got a double pick actually. Yeah. Let me think about this first.
The double pick. Two classics right out of the gate. And you know what? Two movies well before either of us were
Yeah.
born, you know,
Yep.
created. I was created, not born, so, you know. It was recently, though. And even then, I'm still one of the smartest beings to
So my first pick that I'm going to go with, I'm definitely going with Pennywise as my monster.
Son
My-
of a bitch.
Yeah, my favorite monster.
Son of a bitch.
Pennywise is a great character. Creeps me out. Doesn't matter if you watch the originals or the remade.
Son of a bitch.
But a great monster.
You're a son of a bitch for that one.
Yeah. Sorry to do it to you. Taking it right off the bat.
Yep. It's a good thing you did, because guess what? I was going to if you didn't.
And then I think for my second pick overall, I'm gonna go with supernatural movies category. I'm gonna take The Exorcist. It's a classic, and that two haymakers right off the bat.
Those
Pennywise and The
are
Exorcist.
biggies.
I'm taking The Exorcist. That movie creeped me out as a kid, and it still creeps me out to
God
this day.
almighty.
And in terms of supernatural category, that's like top. That's what you strive to be, in my opinion. When you make.
You ever see the videos of like when it originally went out? Like they were like on the news and stuff. There were videos of people like having like fucking panic attacks in the theater and like having to be stretched out. And
they were getting triggered
it
before
was
triggered
fucking
was a thing.
anarchy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been only a couple of those in our time. I remember the first Paranormal Activity was a big one. People were freaking saying that they were like throwing up and stuff. I was like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. Which I'll never forget, actually. I watched the first Paranormal Activity like by myself in actually like my old bedroom. We spent countless hours. So what would you? Supernatural Purple. There you go.
And then what do you say? I should do black.
Yeah, do black for the monsters because the other colors I chose did not show up well on the camera at all. They were too light. So we'll do black for both monster categories. Let that be note too, boys. I selected the great white shark himself. I didn't select Jaws. So
Right. Yeah.
still out there. Yeah. Still out there. You know what I mean? Pennywise, great pick. Switch colors.
Great call.
Got you, baby.
Great call.
I'm an android. I'm here to do my duty. You're not the only one that can give tickets. That's a strong double pick. Going big time classics right out of the gate here. Big time classics right out of the gate. I don't know how I feel about being the person without a double pick.
The Exorcist too. That threw me off my game a little bit. I was kind of expecting the shark from Jaws, but definitely wanted The Exorcist.
All right, you know what? I think I'm going to take my next pick now, just to get it out of the gate. So this is something I've already actually, prior to Los's arrival, I already cleared this with Mitz. He didn't seem to have a problem with it. So now you're going to have to really put up a good argument for me to not be able to do
No,
it.
it's good in my book.
Thank you. So, obviously, like we said, we have categories here. So, for my heroes category, I was actually having a tough time with my heroes category. I was having a tough time. There was not too many of them that I actually genuinely cheer for. Most of the time, I actually cheer for the death. But there was one that I came across that I really liked, but it's stretching the boundaries of the rule. But I'll have a little explanation for why I'm going to do it. And Seth, like I said, approved, so hopefully you do as well. I am going to be taking, shout out to my cup right here, I'm going to be taking the Loser Club kids as my hero. Because no one would ever pick any of the kids individually by themselves as their quote unquote hero. So I feel like taking the collection of children as 11 and 10-year-olds is a fair and I don't have.
Can we separate them?
Can we what?
Would you say like the kids?
I want the
different
kids
from the adults.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm down. Losers Club adults, Losers Club kids. I'm down.
Okay.
I accept those rules.
That's a good pick. That's a
Adults
sneaky
minus
pick.
one.
I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be taking. Yeah. No
Spoilers.
staying
Spoilers.
naked. But when I get back to my chair, I'm gonna talk a little bit more. Shit! Oh God. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Only a matter of time
everything's
before
good.
that was gonna happen.
Everything's good. Hero, blue. Everything's good.
Steph, flip back to that so we can see if it's us on her. Yeah, it definitely is.
So much pressure.
There you go.
Let's see right here. Losers Club.
Losers Club's a good pick. I love that movie. It's a classic. And then good group of. I hate that you took all of them. Honestly, I hate you took all the kids.
Yeah, but I feel like you could pick one.
Oh yeah,
you know?
no, for sure.
Yeah, you know what? That might be a little bit easier. See, ladies and gentlemen, this might be the first time that she's here doing the show with us, but she's already added a lot. She's already adding little intricate
Producer
things.
Steph.
Yep, producer Steph.
On the
kind
track.
Enough. You guys have heard a lot about her, but she was here kind enough to help out tonight. So like I was saying, The Losers Club. It is a movie that I love. I loved the original. The is it 1980 something? The original Stephen King's It. One of my favorites. Good 4 hour, 3.5 hour watch right there. But the new ones, I thought, honestly, very few times remakes. I think better than the original. I thought the new ones were awesome. I absolutely love the new ones.
Schools.
I thought that the kids were way, way, way better in the new one too. What's up, kid?
Absolutely, you had actual actors.
Yeah, a lot of the Eddie is the kid with asthma.
Yep.
Original
Seth Green original, right?
No, Seth Green is
Oh no, different one. Yeah, like
the funny one. He's
Yep.
Bill Hader in the new ones. Also played by Mike from Stranger Things is the younger version.
Yep.
But Eddie in the original Stephen King's It, the one from the 80s, very forgettable character. Both adult and child. Just like complete Passover.
This is battery acid slime.
Yeah. That's literally like all he does.
Yeah.
But he's like wicked geeky, like doesn't have any funny, like nothing. The new one, the new Eddie, was awesome. That kid was fucking hilarious, dude. He was so funny. I loved him. And then the adult version of him was perfect. That was like the most perfect casting. They looked alike, they acted alike. I thought the new ones were awesome. I really, really, really loved them. I thought they were great.
That's a good pick.
So I'm gonna go with the Losers. Like I said, the Heroes. That was I think the one that I actually maybe not the most, but if not the most, like the second or third most as far as really finding who I wanted.
So I'm gonna
far
go.
between.
I'm gonna go with the characters, and I think this is arguably probably one of the creepiest characters I've seen in any movie, and it's portrayed so well by the actor that does it. It has one of the most famous lines in horror movie history. I'm gonna go Dr. Hannibal Lecter for villain.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think
That's a great one.
he's. I don't even know if he's the villain technically. I feel like he might. You could argue he could be both.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the way Anthony Hopkins portrayed it, it was so creepy. The way he, I guess he ad-libbed that famous noise when he did that.
Oh,
I ate his fava beans with a bottle of Chianti. He ad-libbed it. It freaked the fuck out of Jodie Foster.
No
which
shit.
I think is hilarious. Like, it creeped her out so bad, they decided to keep it in the movie. So, yeah, I just think overall it was just like the way he portrayed that character was so good.
And you know what's still a great one? He is still the winner for the best Oscar, and it's the shortest amount of time spent.
I was
going to
say that too. He's probably on screen for same thing
it's
as,
only
as
like
a shark.
19 minutes or something like that. It's actually wildly The Silence of the Lambs, right?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yep.
The him and Silence of the Lambs, wildly short, like on screen time, won best Oscar because kind of like things you said, things you mentioned, wildly awesome. Just what do you call it? There, just off the cuff. You know what I mean? Off the cuff, fucking making all this fucking weird. I mean, Hannibal Lecter's terrifying. All three of those movies kick ass. Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon.
See, I didn't see much after that. I didn't watch the other ones that much after that.
Oh, they're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good. Red Dragon's got Eddie Norton in it.
Yeah.
Yep, I do know that.
Yep. The second one's just called Hannibal. I'm just sitting there trying to think of the name of it. I'm like, duh. The little one, second one's just called Hannibal.
And then for Monster, I'm gonna go to. For some reason, I've always loved this movie. I don't know if it's the time that it came out or like how the movie was actually done. It's kind of like funny because it's so old. Like, you know those old horror movies that are like almost so cheesy they're funny?
Of course.
The original Night of the Living Dead, the one in like 1956. For some reason, I've always loved that movie, and like I like that it started the whole genre for like monster movies especially with zombies, that it's not the zombies that are the main villain. It's the people that go and kill each other.
Yep.
Like, for some reason, I've always thought that's funny. I mean, like, interesting. And then at the end, too, nobody survives. Like, the last guy gets out, and then the police, like, shoot him.
Yep.
And everybody dies. Like, I don't know. I've always loved it. Black and white. The fact that it was so cheesy. So I'm going for monster movie. I consider it, like, zombie. So I'm going with Night of the Living Dead.
That's one that even though it's black and white, wildly good. Like the makeup and effects that they did, you can tell it was like wicked low budget, but they were able to pull things off.
It's
like,
even
shit.
still so
like,
funny.
Yeah.
It's just like regular people just with like eye black on.
Yeah.
As the zombies, who like barely move. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I've always loved that movie.
Yeah, no, it still hits. I always are able to appreciate things. We watched. We actually talked about it a little while. I think a couple episodes ago, but we watched the first Halloween. Me, Los, and producer Steph. And Steph had never seen it, and Steph was just like almost like laughing at parts, just like, "You guys think this is good?" And it's like, "Yeah, like this is 1978." Like
the car like blows up. Like
yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
I just love it.
There's a corniness factor to him that just plays. It never ends. It always just hits. You got to appreciate it though. You know what I mean? You got to be able to appreciate it. Even Nightmare on Elm Street was already taken, but. I mean, now I love watching that movie back, man, because that movie's so funny. The scene with the tongue that literally just looks like a rubber tongue that just comes through the telephone is so fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Just a rubber. It's great. Oh boy, back to the Vision, huh? Back to the Vision.
A lot of pressure on this pick.
I got a couple of things that I know I can save for the end because you schmucks aren't going to take them. I got my hero. I got my monster.
I saw your notes earlier when you went to the bathroom.
You son of a bitch!
Nah,
this is why I don't do these human things often. I think I'm going to go movie. Oh, boy, though. The thing is, Seth threw me off by already taking his slasher. Now I just have to compete with Los. And I feel like I can get away with not taking my slasher till the end.
I don't know, maybe not. I know who you're going to take. I have yours written down, too.
You know what? I'm making a different pick. I'm staying with characters. I am going to select one of my all-time personal favorites. What's that? Oh, yeah. Yep, you're good. You're a good call. Good call, producer Stephanie. Oh, no, I'm like Kate. I'm going to die. Excuse me, Sheriff. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. This is, thank you. Got it. One of my favorite actors and one of his best roles and one of my favorite movies of all time.
Beetlejuice.
Actually, another movie.
Great character.
That we just showed Stephanie for the first time. She'd never seen Beetlejuice. A movie that me and Seth were with my cousin the other day. I couldn't believe it when it came out of his mouth. We were talking. He mentioned. Actually, he started with blasphemy right away.
Yeah, right off the rip was dumb.
Yep, we were talking about Salem.
Classic.
We mentioned Salem. We went to saying how it's been so overly crowded this year, and we were like, "Oh yeah, it's probably because of Hocus Pocus 2." He goes, "Yeah, I don't even know why Hocus Pocus 2 stinks. Hocus Pocus 1 stinks too." I was like, "Yo, hold your horses."
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Now you're saying blasphemous things, and then he's like, "Yeah, I don't get the whole thing with that movie. Beetlejuice is another one." I was like, "Huh? Stop! Record scratch right there. Beetlejuice is one of my favorite movies. As you guys have probably learned about the Vision so far on this podcast, what's up, Kitty? Is that I love goofiness. I love goofy, but like still kind of being creepy and scary at the same time. And I think that's Beetlejuice in a nutshell.
Oh yeah.
The movie's wildly fun,
Yeah.
but for the time, kind of like we were saying, enough animatronics and stuff like that, some special effects for their time. Him as a snake while it looks terrible now, I still think it's fucking awesome. It cracks me up every time. Winona Ryder showing out as young. She's only a teenager in that movie, showing the future star that she's going to be. But Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton, like I said, Michael Keaton's a star, and he's had so many great performances over the years. But that one, it's great.
The thing too, that was
Fucking
Tim
great.
Burton too, right?
Tim Burton.
So think like back then, Tim Burton, Michael Keaton, they put out that Batman at the same time.
Yep.
Like they threw out some bangers
Throwing
together.
out some heat. And Beetlejuice 2 is supposedly in production.
I love how Michael Keaton just bringing everything. Isn't he the Batman in the Flash movie coming up too?
So-
Like he's got like a cameo and stuff.
He was supposed to be in that one, and he also regardless of the movie getting, we mentioned it, but the movie ended up getting just straight up canceled. Full out filmed it, the back row.
Oh, he was in that too.
Michael Keaton got $2 million to do what from everything that I've read, a full blown just a cameo. Yeah. Not even like what Tobey Maguire and fucking Andrew Garfield did in Spider-Man. Just a straight up like, hey, how are you? $2 million.
Just comes in, I'm Batman.
Movie straight up got scratched. Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. But yeah, he's supposed to be in the Flash movie as well. Which I still don't know if if they decided what they're gonna do.
Yeah, Ezra Miller, what the hell?
They were still,
no way of knowing what's going on with him.
Crazy, man, crazy. He's gonna have to be recasted too. At the friggin' Warner Brothers missed the bag recasting Johnny Depp in the Dumbledore movies. There, the Harry Potter spin-offs.
Yeah, like Red the Wall. No,
yeah, we're the.
Oh my god, I can't think of the name. Fantastic Creatures.
Beasts.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Fantastic Beasts.
They jumped the ship early on recasting Johnny Depp before any of those accusations came out in court and stuff like that. And obviously they were in the wrong. They recasted him.
Yeah. And
now they're gonna have to recast Ezra Miller too now. So
yeah.
Basically, your two main characters for the most part you've had to recast in that series.
So I know who I'm taking next. The next two picks of the draft.
Oh yeah.
First, we're going to go villain, and I'm taking Freddy Krueger to overlap with what Seth did as the first overall pick of the draft. Freddy Krueger makes that movie creepy. He's a great character. Even some of the worst sequels that they made to that movie, what was it, Freddy versus Jason? Even though those movies were terrible, I still I still enjoyed them just because I love the character of Freddy Krueger. Yep. He creeped me out in the original ones, and he's just is a great character in my opinion. So.
It was the first one that's when you have his nails against the chalk. You know what I mean? Screeching.
Yeah, the screeching. Yeah. Just tapping on the metal pipes.
Yeah,
and
it's terrifying. Like I said, that scene with Tina in the first one, where she's literally just getting annihilated in the bedroom. Just getting ripped apart.
Yeah.
I feel like at that time, our parents watching it, they saw that, they were like,
that's still crazy for nowadays. You know?
Right, exactly.
Producer Steph, could you tell us the year of the Nightmare on Elm Street release and then also the Exorcist release? Because those two scenes.
I want to say 1978 for
78's Halloween. So I think Freddy Krueger's at least a year or two. I was going to say 80 is my guess. Yeah. I think
it was the last one out of the three.
Jason was
it went
81,
Halloween,
I think.
Halloween, Friday the 13th, and then Nightmare on Elm Street. Could be wrong.
Jason was either 80 or 81. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, 84. So, yep, you're right. It was the last of the three. And then can you show me The Exorcist as well, please, babe? Thank you. Those two scenes, though, remind me of one another. The pinning up, you know what I mean, to the friggin' scene. The Exorcist obviously didn't rip her blood out, but just fucking...
And it's so scary because Wes Craven literally came up with that movie because he was watching things on the news, and it was teenagers that were so terrified to go to sleep that they would wake up dead. Same thing as the movie. So he literally saw that and decided to make a whole genre out of it.
That's pretty crazy.
No shit.
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
Wes Craven, one of the original creators of Nightmares.
So Sheriff Lowe's with my first pick of the fourth round.
Exorcist was 70.
I want a strong draft here. I want a strong draft board. Even though I already took Pennywise, I'm taking Monster Movie and I'm taking It.
No!
Oh yeah.
Yep.
No!
I felt like Monster Movie category was a little weak, and it was so ahead of everything else. I'm taking It as well. So give me It.
Oh,
Pennywise creeps me out.
Scumbag.
So here's my thing with It overall, and I agree it's a phenomenal movie. Isn't his weakness kind of Isn't it kind of a little something that you got to factor
cheesy.
into?
Yeah,
it's like courage.
Yeah, it's a little cheesy for sure. But
that's the only thing that I was a little bit reluctant about is that his weakness is just kids being brave.
Yeah, exactly. No, very true. But at the same time, I do enjoy the entire movie leading up to the end.
It's awesome. Yeah, I'm not knocking away the movie. The whole thing's awesome.
No, I feel you though.
Stephen King is kind of a big guy of trying to take supernatural stories and ghost stories and trying to scare people and trying to still mix it. Because he is an author and trying to still mix in real life kind of morals kind of a thing. And that's kind of the simple thing is the biggest thing to fear is fear itself.
Right.
Is the definition of that movie, literally. Obviously, he was able to eradicate that town for basically hundreds of years, all the way back into the olden days, just because of everyone fearing him constantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or even going back to Los's first pick, Freddy Krueger says the only thing to fear is fear himself.
Yep. Black. Yeah, do black. The monsters will be black. Oh yeah, what was your other pick?
Freddy Krueger.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right.
Back to back.
Freddy, and then damn. I'm not gonna lie. We're only halfway through this thing here for Los, but his team's already looking like a fucking monster. Los's team is looking like a monster.
Hey, is it DDIE or?
I think it's DY.
DY.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh boy. I feel like I'm at a little bit of a predicament. Camera's at 33. All right, let's I should be able to maneuver around here. I did not like that sound.
I'm surprised that there's one movie that has not been on here yet.
Ooh, I'm not. I'm pretty sure I have a feeling it is, but
Or even
at this point, I'm gonna
even
save
two.
it now.
Yeah, two. I think about it.
Jedi Moose, could you turn that camera down just the tiniest bit? Yep, right there, that stick, just a little bit. Steph, do you want to go over there real quick? A little bit more? Perfect. Oh, there you go, nailed it. Oh, I think I have an idea of what Jedi Seth was just referring to, but I'm going to continue to evade because I don't think I need to at this point. Especially now you guys have both, I don't know, villain. So Lo still has to pick a slasher. Interesting.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna take, but it's all right. You think you're gonna leave him to me, and now I'm
Him, huh?
snatch it.
You know,
Could be.
I'm going to stop playing smart and I'm going to pick with my heart on this one because I really want it. It's, again, another one of my favorites of all time, a movie that I've watched over countless times. I actually quote it on the podcast all the time. I can't help it. I quote it all the time in real life. But from my parent, oh no, my parents are going to be so mad at me.
I'm gonna be so mad at you if you make this pick that I think you're about to pick.
Houston, we have a problem here. I am going to take Scream. I'm going to take the original Scream movie.
It's all yours.
It is. It's my favorite. It's actually my favorite horror movie, straight up of any variety. I've seen it, like I said, countless times over. Sidney Prescott, aka Neve Campbell. She's my favorite. I took the Losers Club, I know, but she to me is way better than Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. She is just way more putting up a fight to her, where I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis is always just kind of... Later on, the new one's totally different story. Now that she's older and she's all badass and stuff. But early Jamie Lee Curtis was just like running, hiding, just you know what I mean? Right out of the gate, Scream 1, who's the person that takes down Bill and fucking Stu? Sidney Prescott, Neve Campbell. She is like the queen bee to me for horror movies. Gail, fucking Doofy, Officer Dewey. But it's the perfect, it's what I think more horror movies should be, which doesn't have to just be all scares. It's mixed of comedy, scares, good characters.
I don't want to say like it's not like fourth wall, but you know when they explain some things, it's like you know what's going through your mind watching it, especially with,
Jamie.
Exactly.
Jamie Kennedy, one of my guys. For those of you who don't know, I'm one of the biggest Malibu's Most Wanted fans on the planet. Jamie Kennedy in that movie plays a great character. Watching the Halloween movies by himself, and he's fucking Jamie behind you, Jamie.
Yeah,
Jamie behind you. The movie's great. I love it. The kills are awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say plus two. Like Drew Barrymore at the time was already on the map.
It was great.
Drew Barrymore dies in the first 10 minutes of the film. You know what I mean? They get you right into it.
So that's something that I wish we had been a little bit older, because I feel like that's something that we would have really appreciated, because the marketing was building, like you said. Drew Barrymore was like kind of already a star a little bit at that point.
Yeah.
So the marketing for the movie was like, hey, we got Drew Barrymore, like she's gonna be almost there, Jamie Lee Curtis. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you open up the movie, and she's fucking dead. Not even just dead, like gutted.
Right.
Absolutely
First
gutted
10 minutes.
in the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And an awesome, famous. I mean, they did fucking commercials about it. They spin all. I mean, so many things.
Right.
Fucking, what's your favorite scary movie? It's fucking great. It's awesome. It's great. All-time movie. One of my favorites. Never get enough of it. Going around.
Yeah, Scream's a classic.
That's Red Slash.
Ghostface. Hey, remember when you were a kid going to a Halloween party?
Actually,
There'd be like 10 Ghostface at the party.
You ever have the
Everyone
ones where
had
you had like the handheld thing that pumped in blood?
Yeah,
along the face,
I
like,
did have that
and
actually.
Yeah, that was the best one.
Scream definitely was a classic for us being a kids, and
Yeah.
Adults like it as well. It's a good movie.
It's funny you say that because I didn't even like think to say that. But I was legitimately like, I was Ghostface for Halloween, like as a kid. Like, it had to have been almost like 10 years in a row. Like legitimately,
It had different versions of it every
almost 10
single
years.
year.
Yeah, I had the mask you guys were talking about. I also had like the same thing. They did the same thing with a knife. You know what I mean? It was like a knife, and like if you held it straight up, all the blood would run to the bottom. But then if you just held it upside down for a second, then it would look like you just had a fresh kill. So I had the knife. I had fucking. I was Ghostface.
Yeah, did the glow in the dark mask?
I didn't know. I had the one that you guys were talking about. The heart ran down the sleeve, so you held it in your hand and you just pumped it. You know what I mean? Pillowcase in one hand, hot pump in the other one, holding the knife at the same time, doing the whole thing. I was Ghostface.
What a costume.
The only thing that broke it up.
What a costume for a 10-year-old.
Oh yeah, dude! It's funny you say that because when I started it, I would say I was about 10, and I did it from like 10 to probably like 16
I
or
was
17.
right there with you. I was right there.
You did too?
Yeah.
I did it probably like I would say not 10, but like 6 or 7 years.
I only
in a row.
I only did it for a year.
Oh, I did it a lot. Yeah, no, I did it year after year. The only thing that broke it up once is I was the Punisher one year. Got the shirt, black leather jacket, black pants, got the fake gun, like the weapon belt, you know what I mean? Then I had literally just a bag of fake guns.
Yeah.
And all, like shotgun, the Uzis, the pistols, the whole fucking, what do you need to do? Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
I was ready to rip.
So I'm going same category. I'm going characters. You honestly made one of them very easy for me, so I'm just gonna lock this up because we just talked about it for 10 minutes. I was having a hard time trying to find a hero, so that's why I'm going with Sidney Prescott because
Sidney Prescott?
Yeah.
Good, that's a great, you know what?
She's the easiest hero that I
can
can
took
pick up.
that.
And you know what, too, added in is that she was the only one throughout the majority of these movies. Not only did she have to avoid the killer, she had to find out who the killer was.
Yep.
Every single time.
She never ran away from fucking Ghostface one time.
Yeah.
She ran towards Ghostface almost every single time.
Yep. So, like I said, that was the main reason. I just feel like she had more on her hands than the majority of the people.
I agree.
So
That's a great pick.
Yeah,
No,
She's a great
I agree.
character.
I'm gonna go with that, and then I think I'm just gonna lock this up right now. Found footage that it was kind of, I think it was like the toughest one I struggled with, but just overall, but like the success, Blair Witch Project, it's got to be it for me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Wow.
lock that up right now. I mean,
boy.
for a movie to have the
Appealing
budget,
to the critics.
for the movie that had the budget that it did to just
Actually, yeah, we talked about that the other day.
yeah, to just come out with
$60,000.
the result that it did. Like, I'm a sucker for those found footage films. Like, I enjoy it. It's kind of, like, again, there's some scenes that are kind of funny, like when she's like right in front of the camera and she's like crying and there's fucking snots coming out of her nose.
Yep.
Like, I find that funny too. The ending is terrifying to me. Like, I
The
feel
last
like
10 minutes is the only part of that movie that really goes. The
It's
rest of it's all just anticipation on almost
yeah,
nothing
but
else.
even still, it's like you see their demise going on and on. The more it goes on,
Yeah.
and then the end, like her scream when she sees the guy in the corner, just like she absolutely freaks out. So, like I said, I think success, and I kind of struggle with this category a little bit. So I'm gonna lock it up now. I'm going Blair Witch Project.
I like it. Like I said, we were just talking about this the other day.
I see you crossing.
Yeah, I crossed that shit
I
up.
believe, if I'm not
pull your
mistaken,
ass
if I
over,
remember
boy.
correctly, we saw it cost $60,000 to make, and I believe it made like $240 million or something like that. $246 million.
When I was young too, I had no idea if it was based on true events or not. So I just saw the movie, just found, like, you know what I mean?
Terrifying.
Just some guy with a camera.
Yeah.
So I thought it was real. So it
Yep.
scared the absolute shit out of me.
As my good friend Nick has told you guys in the podcast before, he has no problem divulging things at this point in his life, so he wouldn't have a problem with me, saying this. But growing up, Nick really enjoyed Dawson's Creek. He's a big fan of Dawson's Creek, and there is a Dawson's Creek episode where they basically do like their own Blair Witch Project, and even that episode when I was a kid scared the shit out of me. I probably actually saw that before the Blair Witch Project because I was actually probably watching that before, you know what I mean? Instead of watching scary things at that age, I was just watching, high school kids bang their teachers and stuff like that, which is probably equally disturbing. Or not disturbing, but just ruining my brain. Or ruining his brain. Sidney Prescott at that late might be the steal of the draft. I got to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's a good pick. That's who I was going to take.
I couldn't wait one more time for it to come back.
Yeah.
I had to lock it up.
Mitts, it's a good thing you did.
I think it's a great
I'm
pick.
not picking
Seth, I
Laurie
was-
Strode. I'm
Yeah.
not picking this, that, the other.
I think it's a great pick.
There was
Sith
one
Seth,
other one I was
great
thinking
pick.
of that was kind of close that I feel like you're going to pick eventually anyway now. But I just feel like, Sidney Prescott, you have to lock it up.
I got a great hero.
Well, I know who my last pick is already going to be because I know no one else is going to take it. So that's the good thing about that. So it looks like I'm going to have to stay on my movies. I am going to go... Motherfucker Los took it, huh? That son of a bitch.
I took it, baby.
I'm going to go lost footage as well. I'm going to follow up on Mitz's. And my friggin' lost footage one isn't one of the most popular, but it's by a director who is very popular. A guy who I think is very hit or miss. He makes some great bangers, and then he makes some movies that are pretty yeah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go with M. Night Shyamalan. I'm gonna go with The Visit. Might be a surprising pick to some.
This is for
Lost
found footage?
Yep,
Okay.
found footage. Because the kid films the whole movie himself. You know what I'm saying?
I thought he was picking Meryl from Signs real quick.
No.
Swing away, Meryl.
See, there you go. Perfect example.
I do love that movie though.
Yeah, that is a good.
Signs
Oh,
guy.
that's a great movie.
Dude, yeah.
Signs guy.
That's another one. When I was younger, that scene at the birthday party
yeah.
where the fucking alien comes
No
out,
question.
and Joaquin Phoenix is watching it.
Yeah,
like,
when
his
you
reaction
watch it now,
was
me
my
as a
reaction.
fucking grown ass man. Yeah, it doesn't slap as hard. When I was like 12 years old watching that movie, or 11, whatever it was, that movie.
That scene scared the fuck out of me as a kid.
It was just like the movie.
I'm saying
Its
the
simplicity
birthday
is what.
parties.
got
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
We're getting off topic, so real quick,
okay.
but the simplicity
Good,
of that
baby.
movie is what got me. I thought it was so simple, but he did such a good job putting it together. It just it builds your anxiety through the whole movie, and your anticipation of what's about to happen. And
Mel Gibson's running around the house trying to chase him down, and then he gets on the roof and fucking escapes. I love that movie.
yeah, I like that movie.
Like I said, to me, M. Night Shyamalan, he's a big hit or miss guy. Either
Very hit or miss.
I come away and I say I love it or I dislike it. Founding footage was one of the categories that I did struggle with along with the other people. I was having a tough time really picking. But The Visit's a movie I actually really like. To me, horror movies always work better with kids. It's part of the reason why I chose The Losers Club. It's part of the reason why I love it so much. I think things are always scarier with children just because it's a little bit more of the stakes factor seems higher. You know what I mean? You don't mind as much seeing adults die for whatever reason. When it's kids, though, it ups that factor. And then this one I liked because it was so simplistic. It was just like, hey, we're gonna go visit our grandparents that we've never met before, kind of a thing. Just because my mom, our mom had a little bit of a falling out with her, and the founding footage in this one I think is great. The scenes of the grandma fucking in the middle of the night just running by and shit like that, on the wall, is terrifying.
Generic things, but they're still terrifying.
Yeah. I enjoy some founding footage movies, I feel like, more than other people. Even Paranormal did a new movie last year. Was it Next of Kin, I believe it was? And for a while, Paranormal got really stale. They were doing the same things. It was just like bedroom scene, but it was growing stale.
Yeah.
And this one, it was straight to Paramount Plus, so it was free to stream. And it was almost the whole thing was filmed like outdoors, a ton of snow. It's like this girl who's actually kind of similar to The Visit. A girl, she's going to basically look up her long lost family, her long lost relative, kind of a thing.
Yep.
And they turns out that I think they're like Orthodox Jews, so they live free of Amish, actually, basically Amish.
Okay.
They live no electricity. They grow their own
Civilization,
food and shit. Yeah. So she goes there. She's like a social media thing or whatever. So she goes there with a family crew to meet her family. And I actually really liked it. I was like, this is exactly what Paranormal Activity needed. A fresh twist, you know what I mean? Yeah. Not just doing the same exact bedroom fucking this, that, and the other thing.
Because it was good when it happened.
Actually,
the first one, that was another one I was thinking of if I found footage. That first one scared the hell out of me.
Yep, I was thinking about it. Yep. That first one I watched by myself in my bedroom. I remember one night, right after it came out. It was actually, I'll never forget, right after the Blu-ray player came out. I went out to Best Buy. I spent all kinds of money on a fucking Blu-ray player. I think it was like $250 the fucking time, dude. And Paranormal Activity was one of the first movies. Yeah, no shit. No shit.
God,
yeah. I remember Paranormal was one of the first movies I got, though. And I watched it by myself 11 o'clock at night. I was fucking shitting my pants, dude.
I remember, too, watching it at your house. You always used to fall asleep earlier, so I had a hard time falling asleep. So the DVD screen would play over and over and over again. So I tried to fall asleep, and that DVD screen was playing over and over, and it scared the hell out of me.
Shout out to our friend Dylan. I'm not sure if he watches the pod, but I remember the first time I actually showed Dylan the Paranormal Activity
He's still
movie.
scared.
Dude, yeah, he's still... Yeah. He's still scared. He he might have pooped in his pants a little bit. He fucking. Dude, at one point I looked over, I swear to God, and he had like I think he was laying on my bed at the time, because I was still living at home at my parents' house, so we were like chilling in my room, you know what I mean? I had a couch in there, so it was actually a cool spot to still chill. A couple people would like lay on the bed, a couple people would sit on the couch. I had a computer chair for gaming, so it was plenty of seat, you know what I mean? And I think Dylan was on the bed, because I remember him, at one point I looked over at him, and he had a fucking pillow in front of his face, just covering his whole entire face, not just his eyes, the whole thing. So, Jesus, Dylan, you trying to kill yourself, or you trying to fucking cover your eyes? What are you doing here? But, yeah, like I said, The Visit, good pick. Love it.
Great pick, in my opinion. Good movie. M. Night Shyamalan kills
With
it.
him, you either get that or you get the one. What's one with Mark Wahlberg with the fucking
The Happening? Oh my God, one of the worst movies of all time.
movie's so bad.
That movie's
You know
The
what's
trees,
actually,
the trees are killing everybody with their fucking the pollen.
I'd like to get your guys' opinion on another one, because you guys mentioned
Allergies
science
to
earlier.
death.
How do you guys feel about The Village?
Village is okay. It's a way overrated.
I haven't seen it in so long. I saw it maybe one time, so I can't judge it one way or the other.
The ending sucks.
I hated it. Yeah, I hated
Well,
The Village.
that's what he
People
does
love
most
it.
of the time. Is that like his endings?
People loved it.
They're hit or miss, like just like the whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You always
The
gotta-
movie leading up to the end is fine. It's just the ending that ruins it.
Yeah, The Sixth Sense obviously was the biggest one. That one bangs forever. I love The Sixth Sense. That was another one.
That's
I
one,
believe
too, that you
Steph had
like-
just seen the first time with us recently, didn't you? Wasn't it like a year or two ago? Didn't you see that for the first time? The Sixth Sense. Yeah, I thought so.
That's one too that you see the ending and then you watch it back and you're like, oh my God, it's so it's right in front of you. It's so obvious.
Yep.
So I know what I'm going to do for my next two picks. So let's get it popping.
Let's go, baby.
I wanted a strong first half of the draft. Now I'm going to start getting off the rails a little bit. Ooh. All right, so I'm going with my director's
Witch's
choice.
Brew- the Witch's Brew
director's
is
choice
going down.
monster or character, I should say, in general. So director's choice character, definitely not monster.
Oh, I thought he was going for a
Yeah.
second monster. I was like, holy shit.
No, let me rephrase. Not a monster.
I hear.
Director's choice character. I could go Mike Myers. I could go Ghostface. I could go Jason Voorhees. I could go with one of those classic examples, but I'm going to go off the rails. I'm going to go with Jigsaw. Jigsaw in Saw, he was a great villain, and the shit that he pulled as a villain was fucking nuts. Like the deaths that he pulled.
Yeah.
When I first saw those first few Saw movies, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this shit is crazy.
I would argue that the first Saw movie was so monumental for its time. I mean, the story, like most of at that time, horror movies were simplistic almost.
Yeah.
You had a bad guy, he kills some people, kind of a thing. This one, the twist at the end, where he literally, you're watching this movie, they give you a bunch of different, it could be this guy, it could be this guy. At one point, they even try to make it seem like it's the doctor who's locked up in the room, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the other guy is tailing him. He's hired to trail him. Could be either one of them, almost kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And then it's literally the dead guy on the fucking floor just stands up, man.
Or how about too when he's like, the key was in the bathtub when you fucking you drowned it earlier
it's
in the movie.
opening scene of the movie. It's how the movie opens up.
Yeah,
it's the opening of the
Yeah,
movie.
the key to the whole thing was in the bathtub.
Yep.
They get drowned 2 hours ago, so hit her asshole.
Saw, the first Saw is a genius movie. It's a genius movie. Jigsaw's a good pick.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I liked a few of the Saw movies.
They did a little thing too, where if you kept watching him, they started to almost make him a little, not totally, but a little sympathy towards him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just between the cancer, but the wife and the man had it tough, but handled it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. That's a great pick.
I love Jigsaw as a great villain. And then
Director's choice.
for the second pick that I'm going to do, first pick of the 6th round, I'm going to take as my hero in the character category, I'm going to take Martin Brody in Jaws. Great hero.
Wow, nice.
Great hero. I love that movie. And at the end of the day, he's the only person that's looking out for the public, looking out for the people from the very start. He's fighting the mayor. He's trying to keep the beach
Clearly
closed,
terrified of the sea.
Yeah,
He still goes out on the sea.
He still goes out. I just love that movie. I think he's a great character. I think he makes that movie, in my personal opinion. So I'm taking Martin Brody from Jaws as my hero. So
I like it.
See, I think I would have went Hooper if I was going to go that way. I love Hooper. Hooper's my favorite character in that whole
Yeah, I would agree. Hooper's my guy as well.
But no, that's still a good call. I feel like they kind of... What was it, the second movie? I don't think he was in the second movie, right?
Who?
Martin Brody's character.
No.
Didn't they like draw it up as if he died at sea or something like that, or like drowned or something?
Oh boy, I haven't seen Jaws 2 in a long time, but I know he's not in it.
I know his wife's in it, but
Is she really?
Yeah.
I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jaws 2 in forever.
his wife is the main character. I know that much, but I don't remember how. Like I said, I don't even think he was in it.
No, that you're right about. I do remember him not being in it, but I didn't think that. I honestly thought it was just like like almost like a new setting kind of a thing. Not a new setting, but new characters.
No, his wife was definitely.
His wife is in it, huh?
100% in it.
I'd have to watch it again. I haven't seen Jaws 2 in a very, very long time.
Very forgettable. That in 3D, they whipped out the Jaws 3D for the third one.
Yeah,
that was bad.
I'm glad that I was able to get Jaws right away in the first round. My second monster on my list was Basilisk.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I was gonna go Harry Potter.
Yeah, you probably go overall character. You know what I mean? Voldemort in different versions of him.
Yeah, honestly, Voldemort's a guy that bothered me a little bit in a way. Not bothered me, but we don't say his name for 4 movies, like basically 4 books. And then he finally comes back, and even once he came back, it wasn't, it wasn't good, but it wasn't like that bad. You know what I mean? I expected almost a little bit more chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jigsaw. I like the way he wrote it too. Very intimidating. Very, very intimidating. I think that's how Jigsaw would have wrote it.
I was
going to
say it's like he would have wrote it.
Yeah, I think it's how he would have wrote it himself. Los is putting himself together quite a fine little team.
We all got good drafts. I'm liking everybody's.
Oh,
a bunch of classics. We're hitting all the good movies.
I know. What my
But see, that's the thing is what I'm saying is that we are, but at the same time we aren't.
Villain.
Like there's
Yeah, true. Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
lot on the table.
Yeah, we
still
haven't
that
even
I'm
mentioned
very
Friday the
surprised
13th.
about.
Friday the 13th hasn't even
I
been
got
sniffed.
My good guy. I got my slash. I got my founding footage. I think I'm gonna have to go a little bit modern. One of the best movies, not just horror movies, but any movie of the last probably 20 years. Yeah. Yep. I am. I am going to be taking Jordan Peele's Get Out as my supernatural horror film. I would say that's supernatural, right? I mean, mind control.
Yeah, that's a nice
supernatural. Okay. Supernatural.
What a great movie.
Great, unbelievable.
You know what's funny is in my actual notes too for a hero, I did have the guy that plays the main character in Get Out.
So Michael something, I know that.
Chris Washington.
Chris?
Yeah.
Fuck, why did I say Mike?
Yeah, Chris Washington. Yeah.
Oh,
But
man,
I did have him on my list too. I enjoyed that movie. I did like that movie.
It has so many like hidden things in it too. Like I remember, like in the scene when she has a bowl of cereal, and she's like separating everything from like the white color thing. Like you know what I mean? Just like little things like that. Yeah. Like the deer. I remember the deer had like a huge like significant impact in it too. Yeah. Like how he's like sympathetic at first about the deer dying. That was a great fucking movie.
It's a great movie.
I gotta rewatch
the scene where it ends up being the grandpa, but he is in the gardener's body, and he is the main character. Chris is outside at night, and he literally just sprints. It was actually a rare scenario where they used it in the trailer, and you like seen it already, and it still hit in the movie. A rare example. Usually those things get ruined. You know what I mean? You see something like that, and you're like, all right, I know how this goes. That hit. I was like, oh my god, still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then right after that, the grandma staring at him through the window. It's a great movie. I loved Jordan Peele hops in it himself, obviously, and fucking is a great little side role in the movie.
Yeah.
He's kind of like ends up almost being like the best, Chris's best friend there or whatever. That great little side role from him. But
That guy's so funny.
he is. He's
I'm
hysterical.
TS motherfucking A. We handle shit. Consider this shit handled.
And he was on it from the jump. From the very first scene.
Sex
he was like, yo,
slave.
sex slave. But it obviously set up Jordan Peele's, career from, just being the comedian guy on TV. So, hey, this guy can fucking make some magic happen behind. And his second one, Us, was a movie that I watched. And at first, I was like, ew, didn't like the movie, but the endings are everything. The ending I didn't like the first time I watched it. So it kind of threw me off. I was like, movie, very meh. Watched it a second time, loved it.
Much better, yeah.
I friggin' loved it. And then obviously this summer we had Nope, which I enjoyed. I thought it was the weakest of the three, but I still enjoyed it. Had a lot of similarities actually to Jaws, which I said as soon as we came out of there, I thought, just differently. Whereas Jaws uses the water to obviously mask him. He was using all the clouds to, mask him in this, flying from above. I thought it was filled with great performances. Nope. I love to Get Out too. Same thing, same characters, same actors. I loved it. And Jordan Peele, like I said,
he's brilliant.
Gotta get on.
I really enjoyed Nope. I liked it at first when we went to the theaters, but I'm not gonna lie, I might have smoked a little bit too much weed before I went in. And saw
Sheriff.
I confiscated it. But I watched it again at home, and I really enjoyed it even more the second time.
I haven't watched it the second time. You watched it the second time?
I watched it the second time, and I enjoyed it way more the second time. Even though I knew what was going to happen, I caught on to way more stuff. It was
I feel like
just one of those movies where
it's better to see it a second time.
Exactly. It's
just
one of those movies where
so much hidden stuff.
He's very well at masking things beforehand. Like there's foreshadowing, and then there's foreshadowing where you kind of mask it a little bit, and he's very good at masking it. That's just my personal opinion. But watching it the second time, I really enjoyed watching that movie the second time.
All right, so I'm still surprised that there's so many.
Yeah, back-to-back picks. You got all the power in the world right now.
There's a lot of individual monsters that I'm very surprised at, but I think I'm still gonna go to my original instinct. Again, I keep going back to I factor in the actors, how they portrayed them. I think this might be the best out of all of them. Might have the most infamous line out of these entire movies. Here's Johnny.
Oh man, such a good pick.
I'm going with Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining for my monster.
That's a good one.
The way that just the way that he you're watching the movie and the way you see the decline of his character just go on and on and on the more that the movie goes. I just love he just becomes a train wreck more and more the more that the movie goes on.
No,
the way he portrays it is so good. I think Shelley Duvall's character she's not a very good actor in my opinion, actress, but her facial expressions are so good. When she's I
think she does a good job in that movie. Yeah,
just her voice, her facial expressions when he's busting down the door, things like that. By the end of it, he just goes
iconic twins, of course,
completely off the rails. The whole movie itself is good, so I'm gonna go for my monster. I'm going with Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining.
That's a great pick, in my opinion.
And then director's choice. I'm going director's choice for my second one. And I feel like it's somebody that they don't get enough credit for. A lot of people forget about. Is the original Friday the 13th. Jason was not the killer.
No.
Pam Voorhees was the killer.
Damn right.
His mother. Not only that, the some of the kills that she had in that movie
violent
were so good. With Kevin Bacon's character, the way that he dies in that movie, he's just looking.
What a steal! What a steal of the draft!
He's looking up at a body that's already dead. And then right underneath the bed, she grabs his face, and then the arrow just goes right through his Adam's apple. It's another one at the time. I feel like a lot of people didn't see that in a movie, how gory it was. And like I said, I feel like a lot of people that think Friday the 13th, they just think Jason, but a lot of people forget Pam Voorhees was the original killer of Jason.
I think that's a good pick too, because Pam she almost has more motivation than Jason does. You know what I mean? Jason almost does it because he needs to. It's just never anything.
He just comes back.
She was almost in a revenge tour. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's psycho.
Exactly.
You guys were out making love while my kid was drowning in the lake. Yeah. So guess what? I'm killing all you guys.
My kid was dying.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what the one I was going with the whole time. So I'm sticking with it.
Great pick. Steal the draft, in my opinion, right there.
You can't have an original killer this late in the draft and not take it. Except you kind of can, because I didn't think this draft was going to go this way.
Yeah, and there's just so much. There's so much horror. There's so much Halloween movies. There's so much content you could hit on. We haven't even scratched the surface. We've been going for just over an hour now.
I was going to go with Michael because I'm so shocked that he's still there. Crazy. But I stuck with my original gut for the monster.
Yeah.
Well, I got my director's choice, which I've been saving because I know it's safe. So I'm down to my monster movie. And this is tough, because none of the ones that I really that I have chosen have been taken. So I kind of have free range here. I'm not going to take Jaws, because I already got the Great White Shark. And that's the main encompassing, so I don't need Jaws. I do love zombie movies. Dawn of the Dead, World War Z. Two that I've seen a billion times. Ooh, boy. But I kind of want to lean towards
There's
going
one zombie
by-
movie that I'm very surprised has not been on here. I feel like it might not at this point, but I'm not going to say it.
I'm not gonna lie. I have some honorable mentions.
It's probably my
after
favorite.
the draft
Probably
is
my
done.
favorite
I don't
zombie
give a
movie
shit.
out of all of them.
Yeah, I have some honorable mentions, and it's zombie movie category. So
I'm not going to go with my heart. I'm going to go with my brain. Because I'm Vision, and I'm an android, and that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to go with my heart. I'm going to go with my brain. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I said that the right way.
no, it's your brain. 'Cause
It's your
you're
vision.
Yeah, it's my
your
vision. My heart was saying to go with my my stoner boy superhero.
You don't have a heart. You're just all head.
If I had a
You
heart,
got to go with one hero. Come on.
I have a hero. I got the Losers Boys. I got the Losers Club. They're my hero.
That's right.
No,
There's a lot
Yeah.
of honorable mentions in
I was thinking about taking my superhero stoner.
though. He's got director's choice, so he can take whoever he wants.
I was thinking Cabin in the Woods, but I'm not gonna go that. I'm not
I
gonna.
had
go
that in my notes too. A great movie.
I do love Cabin in the Woods. It's exactly like what I've been saying. It's right up that alley for me, where it's joking and comical and horror.
But it's new and it's good though.
Yep.
It's still good.
Yep, Thor's in it. People forget about that
Yeah.
all the time. It's a great movie. I was thinking about going with that. That like I said,
It's
that's
a slow burn until the end, and then it
All hell breaks loose. Yeah.
That's what my
it
heart
pops
says.
off. It's so good.
But I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go with my brain because it's the better of the two movies. And like I said, I do love zombie movies. I'm gonna go with World War Z because it's the best zombie movie.
I love that you
it's
took
not.
it.
No, it's
I love
not.
that you took it. It's not,
No,
but
it's
I love that you
not.
took it. I love that you
Oh
took World
my
War
god!
Z.
I can't believe
Yeah.
I'm thinking of one
Yep.
movie that it's not
Yep.
on here yet.
Yeah, I'm going. With
I know
World
what
War
movie
Z.
you're thinking of.
Excuse me, sir. Let me go this way.
I already know. I'm gonna put the.
I mean, we already there.
Find all those things again.
No,
No.
nope,
Oh wow.
no.
All right. Maybe.
I feel like we're not gonna get. It has a number in it.
All these robes.
Wow.
Oh, it's got a number in it.
What do we?
Well, yeah. That does too.
No.
A month black.
There's a number in it.
I'm gonna. Go
I mean, do we all have this category at this point? To me, my favorite zombie movie is 28 Days Later.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know what you're saying.
That movie is a ride.
Honestly, I kind of like 28 Weeks Later.
Yeah.
Better. Yeah, I like them both, but I like them both. Yeah, I like them both.
That's a take I haven't heard.
You guys don't like that movie? No.
I mean, I just like 28 Days Later because it's
So
the only
much
zombie
more.
movie where it's not just generic. You get bit by a zombie, you become a zombie.
Yeah.
It's like blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Like the guy who gets, I think it's Mad Eye Moody, like the actor.
Oh yeah.
Like,
It
a
is,
drip
it
of
is, it
blood
is.
goes in his eye and he like starts losing it.
Well, I would agree with kind of what you said about the originality because I think World War Z was original. I think that it was
World
the
War Z
most
was very
awesome movie.
I think it's the most
Got off topic.
accurate. Like, I mean, this is just obviously an assumption because we haven't had a zombie outbreak in this world. But I feel like it's the most realistic interpretation of what
Yes.
things would actually be like.
Yep.
The actual swarming of these zombies on top of each other, like an actual anthill. When he gets to Jerusalem, and they literally,
they climb
Jerusalem
up,
built like encompassed in a wall, basically
scene.
a huge moat, and they just climb on top of one another. The action sequences in the movie are amazing. Brad Pitt is obviously amazing. The storytelling in the movie, I think, is really, really good. I think that the ending really played and like really hit, which normally it's like, for instance, I love Dawn of the Dead, but Dawn of the Dead just kind of ends and it's like, all right, everyone's dead, kind of a thing. This one worked for me. The actual gamble that Brad Pitt's taken, he's looking at the camera and he's just got a box, just literally a box of antidotes,
Yep.
like 50 of them. And then, like, if the guys that are in the room watching him, like, if he takes the wrong one, not only not going to live, he's just going to die right now. He's not even, don't have to worry about the zombies.
Yeah.
He's going to die before he gets to the zombies. He's going to die right here.
Yeah.
I thought it really hit. Also, I love the female soldier that Brad Pitt really kind of ends up tying connections with. She gets bit.
Yeah, what a great scene when
That's-
she's on the plane too.
Yep, Brad Pitt earlier was on top of a building when he's trying to get his family out. They're escaping on helicopter. He sees a guy get bit, and he starts counting. You see it's early in the movie, and it's like basically a 10 count
Yeah.
to establish when you start to turn.
Yep.
And he grows close to the female soldier operative, basically, that he's working with. She gets bit, and like you hear him in his head kind of start counting like 1, 2, 3, and he just pulls out like a machete and just
No questions about it.
chops that fucking thing off, man. And she's just like, oh, he's like, that's fine, you're gonna live. Like, I'm gonna wrap this thing up, I'm gonna be good. And she's like, all right.
He did such a great job in that movie.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was a great movie. I was hoping to God for a sequel, but obviously now it's definitely been blacklisted. They put it into like pre-production so many times, and it's now just run its course.
Not gonna make it.
Never. But like I said, in my opinion, it's I do love 28 Days Later. I love Dawn of the Dead. It's my favorite zombie movie, and that's a genre that holds pretty close to my heart. Because
or it's the opposite of what I've been saying, where it's one of the few ones where it's not the generic, the zombies aren't the problem, it's the humans killing each other. Like Dawn of the Dead.
Yep.
I like Dawn of the Dead, but it ends up being like the humans don't agree, so they end up killing each other.
Yep.
This is one of the few ones that they're like, no, we got to find a cure. Like, we're going out to find a cure, and that's it.
Yep.
Like, nobody really like goes off the rails or it becomes a problem.
Yep. It's you got like the whole basically like the United Nations kind of like coming together, and even like I said, the realism in that movie I feel like is the most realistic thing, because you have the United Nations. They're like, all right, what are we gonna do? There's zombies all over the place. We're gonna go to these huge, expensive fucking like aviator boats, basically. What do they call them? The pilot ones that can fly off of and shit.
Yeah.
Spacecraft carriers. There you go.
Yeah.
You know, they were pulling the families, but selective as shit. It's like you got to earn your way on here. You're providing a job for us.
Yeah,
and that's how Brad Pitt gets first in. He gets onto that boat, and they're kind of like, dude, everybody that's on this boat is serving a purpose. So like, you're not just gonna sit here and chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you got to earn this shit. I love it. I think it's, like I said, the most realistic, and I think it's good.
Yeah.
And as far as what you were saying is to the whole, we're gonna see like a people versus people thing. A show that I keep mentioning that's going to be coming soon, Last of Us. That's going to be all that is.
One. Yeah,
because that one. So it's gonna. I would assume it's gonna open very much like the game. So basically, the opening will be the actual outbreak, and then almost instantaneously, you're gonna flash forward like 10 years, and it's where it's like. Granted, don't get me wrong, the zombies are a problem and stuff, but the bigger problem are people trying to survive. You know what I mean? Right. Everyone's taking up sides and shit.
Yeah,
I cannot wait for that fucking show. I think it's gonna be amazing. And every single thing that I've seen from HBO says exactly the
Pedro
same.
Pascal and it too. Like you trust him.
Pedro doesn't miss, man. Right. Pedro does not miss. And HBO is like basically making it seem like they're gonna put all of their funding into this show. People are saying it's awesome.
Yeah,
the early views have been amazing.
You had a great pick with World War Z, but I got better.
What do you got?
So no, I'm just kidding. So I could go generic. I could go generic here. I saved my slasher movie and my found footage movie for the last because you guys had already gone. I could go for slashers. I could go Halloween. I could go I Know What You Did Last Summer. 2 classic movies, 2 honorable mentions. I was thinking. I honestly thought. To be honest with you, Nick, I thought you. Vision. I thought you were gonna take. I thought you were gonna take. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Yeah, I honestly thought you were gonna take that. Well, you took Scream. I wasn't too surprised by you taking Scream. But what I'm gonna go with is gonna shock the world here. Number 7 for my slasher. I'm going to take fucking Scary Movie 1. It is a fucking hilarious movie. I'll watch that movie anytime.
Okay.
I can't even begin to disagree. Go
man.
ahead.
Yeah,
it's
fine.
No,
it's
I can't disagree.
It makes fun of the slasher genre, but at the same time, I love that movie,
amazing.
and I'll watch that movie any day of the week. It's considered a slasher at the end of the day, even though it makes fun of it, but it's hysterical, and I enjoy it.
It's beyond hysterical. That movie is genius in every single way.
Ahead of its time.
Yeah, it really was. The Marlins brothers in that movie are hysterical, both of them. Smokey, and then I don't know what the other one's name is. But
I thought you said disagree. You couldn't.
No, I
agree
can't disagree. I can't disagree with that.
I thought you said.
I absolutely cannot.
I misunderstood you. I thought you said you disagreed.
Shannon Elizabeth, Anna Faris. I quote that movie like religiously. I literally quote it all. I love it. Yeah. The flip-in of. Does this make me look gay from the Marlon Wayans? It's one of the hysterical things of all time. Nope. And then he does it again. He goes, how about now? Nah. All right, go. You want to get butt naked and wrestle?
The entire movie is just
making fun of a small dick, so you're making fun of a guy with a disease. You wouldn't make fun of a guy in a wheelchair, would you? It's not about the size of the nail. It's the hammer you're throwing it at. It's fucking great. I movies all the time. Shannon Elizabeth is the part where I fall down and break my leg. It's great. Anna Faris too, quoting when the principal is about to jump, What are you waiting for? What am I waiting for? Fuck you! I love scary movies. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to convince me, man. I think it's a great pick.
Yeah.
I love it.
Abstract pick for a slasher movie, in my opinion. But
I think it's a
love
great
it,
pick.
though. Yeah, I could watch scary movie any day of the week. So
I could.
And then for my final pick, I saved found footage. I'm gonna go Sinister. I like that movie. It was a good movie.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll definitely give you that one.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
I'll definitely give you that one. There's enough time spent in found footage.
Creepy. Very creepy.
I think that's actually, honestly, I think that's a steal to get that way. I think Sinister's a legitimately freaky fucking movie. I think that movie actually, like, terrifies me. That scene with the kids in the box.
Yeah.
Not Ryan Reynolds. I'm sorry.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, thank you. He fucking, like, literally goes up in the middle of the night kind of thing. Like, they're hearing noises, searches the box, and this kid just unfolds like an accordion out of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
Mine is more of like the found footage that he
Very
sees of all the
scary.
families. That creeps the hell out of me.
There's a few of them, yeah. The pool one.
Yeah, that's
They're
horrifying.
all, like, they're in beach chairs, and he, like, ties
That is
them
literally
to
my
fucking-
fear. The worst fear of mine is drowning. That just sounds like such a miserable
That is
death. Like
horrifying.
not being able to breathe and just sucking in water and dying that way sounds terrible. So that I agree. That's
Yeah, no, I think that's a great pick. I think that actually, absolutely, especially after I was allowed to pick the Losers Club, which is multiple people. I like I said, more than enough time of that movie is spent in founding footage. That's gonna leave Paranormal Activity off the draft board, huh? That's crazy.
There are so many things left off the draft board that I'm shocked about.
Crazy. Yeah, especially because I'm gonna make another pick that I've been saving, and I could pick. This is gonna be personal for me. I don't even care. I know I was taking.
There's not a
last.
single mention of
I don't even
Halloween
care.
on here, and that is like stunning to me.
Oh man, that makes me want to take Michael Myers as my last pick.
You
I
have
can't-
to. That's what I'm
no,
saying.
no.
You have to.
good value.
Oh,
Have to.
Let me know. I left these gentlemen great value. Great value.
I would not have picked Nightmare on Elm Street #1 if I would have known that like the amount of slashes were gonna stay on the board this amount of time. I can promise you. I would have taken Brody first.
This is
Give
very,
me-
very, very difficult.
Give me Hooper from fucking
Yeah, you guys shut that pick.
Hooper.
I like Mark Brody.
That's stunning to me.
I like it better.
Not Laurie, not Myers, not Halloween.
Because
All
Laurie
three are on the
Strode,
board.
does Laurie Strode?
I'm glad that we all agree on that.
Do you really root for?
New Laurie, honestly, man, let me tell you something. We've talked about it a lot recently on this podcast because of the Halloween movies. Halloween
That
Ends
too,
coming,
yeah.
Halloween Kills coming. If either of 2 or 3 would have hit, I think we would legitimately look at Laurie Strode in a different light. Because Jamie Lee Curtis was a certified fucking badass in that first remake that they did. Like, she was like the fucking grandma
Yeah,
with
it
the
was
long
awesome.
gray hair. She's got a fucking artillery fucking in her basement. She's ready to trap Michael Myers in with his fucking gate, light him on fire. She's ready to fucking go. She's like Rambo. She's like fucking Jamie Lee fucking Rambo.
Yeah.
But then 2 and
second
3
movie, she's in a
miss
hospital
so
bed.
bad.
Yeah.
It kills her character. And like I said, I already hinted at it with Cindy Prescott. Early versions of her, she just runs and screams. You know what I mean? She kind of fights a little bit at the end
Yeah,
sometimes.
she's some
but,
good
like,
ones in the first one. The sewing needle to the neck. The
Yeah.
hanger to the eye. You know, she's got. I'd almost rather move it for my hero. I'd rather say Dr. Loomis from that than Laurie Strode.
You like Loomis, huh?
Yeah, like if I had to put a hero from that movie, I'd put Dr. Loomis ahead of Laurie Strode.
Dr. Loomis. I think of the Rob Zombie version of Loomis, and he was such a
he was so good.
scumbag.
Yeah,
he was such a scumbag. Dude, I didn't realize how much people hate those movies until just recently, man. We are like in a small, I don't know if it was because of the age that we grew up at or whatever it was. Maybe it just hit for us different. Sheriff.
Whatever it was, I hate these new ones more than I hate the Rob Zombie ones. At least the Rob Zombie ones had some gore. You know, they just went for all-out
The
gore.
Rob Zombie ones are what they should have been. Like they're supposed to be like these intense, like, you know. It takes a lot for me to get kind of like, even like queasy kind of.
It's the only movie I've ever stepped out of the movie theater to throw
For the
up.
second one.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the first one. I watched it. Shout out to my mom again and my Uncle Robbie, who obviously is not watching this. But my mom and my Uncle Robbie, twins. I saw the first Rob Zombie one with the 2 of them. And that opening 45 minutes where he literally like kills his high school bully with a stick. Like,
Yeah.
beats him
Beats
to
the shit
death
out
with
of
a
him, yeah.
fucking stick.
Yeah.
Then slits his father's throat, kills his sister. I literally, like, I didn't, like, go to the bathroom. I just, like, walked out of the theater for a second and just, like, I was probably only, like, 13 or 14. I just, like, took a deep breath. I was like,
Yeah.
this is a lot.
But at least they had a purpose. Like I said, I still don't know what the purpose for this last trilogy was.
Yeah, no. They were intense, but they were good, man. Especially the first one I love, especially after because that first one, the Rob Zombie one, is actually pretty long. It's like a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
That opening 45 to me is a little like I almost want to skip that 45 and just like give me the Halloween part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because from there it bangs.
Yeah.
It really, really bangs.
Agreed.
But I like the second one too. Oh man, I can't do it. I want to, but I can't do it. I gotta keep doing it with my heart. Oh shit. No, my brain says Michael. I'm going back to my heart. It's a personal favorite.
You have to take the fucking
No.
value, dude.
I'm not. I'm not.
You're not gonna take
I'm
Michael
not
Myers.
taking the value. I'm leaving the value on the board.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
leaving the
I
value
went
on
with
the board.
what I liked towards the end.
Nope. I'm taking my guy. It's from a personal favorite of mine. I love the character. I fucking think he's hilarious. He cracks me up. People are gonna be shocked by it. There's fucking all these bad
Vision is
stuff
about to
going.
shock the world. He'd take Sam. From Trick or Treat.
And he's gonna match perfect
Wow.
with Beetlejuice.
Wow.
Two perfect characters to match. One
Sam from Trick or Treat, y'all. Y'all heard it here first.
That's right.
The 8th round.
The fact that you didn't
Vision.
know Randy from Scream.
Oh, I had him
Man,
on my
this
list. I thought about it.
Vision.
Stunning.
Hey,
I
Vision
thought about
ran
it.
the algorithms, and it came out to Sam from Trick or Treat in the 8th round. You know.
So, I'm not gonna lie. To me, this movie, I mentioned it, I think a week ago. This movie to me is Halloween. It is Halloween. 5 or 6 stories that are all just wildly ridiculous, bloody, and funny. They all take place on Halloween night. They all end up, coming to a close at the end, hitting together. I love this movie. And Sam, the scene at the end where he fucking goes after the old man who ended up crashing the bus and killed all those kids, I think was fucking awesome. I love them. I love that they do. There's so many parts of the opening. So one of the opening scenes. Have you ever seen Trick or Treat?
No.
You've never seen Trick or Treat at all?
Nope.
Oh man, you gotta see this movie.
Nope.
So very early on, Halloween night, these 3 girls, they go over to this house, trick or treat kind of thing, get their candy, whatever. And then Sam shows up. Just this little kid, orange jumpsuit, basically like a scarecrow mask pulled over the top. He's the last one. Gets his candy, doesn't say anything at all. And then you hear him walking down the stairs and he's dragging his fucking pillowcase behind him. And as it hits every single step, all you hear is a cat just like crying.
God,
I mean, this kid's great. Anytime he's in a fight in the movie, it's a kid's voice that's like screaming. So even though it's like you end up seeing his face underneath, and it's like this possessed demon, basically.
Yeah.
But he cracks me up. I love Trick or Treat. To me, it's like I caught onto it late. It's very one of those most like those cult following movies that have like it doesn't like test great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
right.
there's like that little niche of people that
follow
like
it, you
love it.
Yeah.
And the movie came out, I think, in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't find it until like 5 years ago, and now I watch it like all the time. I fucking think it's hilarious, and at the same time, like kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Anna Paquin's in it. She has a good little role. There's a couple of good little actors that have little roles in that movie, but I love it.
Yes.
I love it, and I think, like I said, as my director's choice, if I could pair him and Beetlejuice together, I think I can create some
I'm
very
stunned.
fun havoc with that
I'm
movie.
stunned you didn't go with Randy from for the director's choice. I thought you'd go on Randy from Scream, big time.
You know what's funny? I actually had Stu above Randy.
Wow.
Only because Stu to me is so quotable. I fucking think Stu is so funny in that movie.
Yeah.
Even to the point where at the end when Nev Campbell asks for like, she's like, "What's your motive?" And Billy's like, "And how about this for motive too? Like if that wasn't enough, your slut mother was fucking my dad's father." And then you just hear Stu just go, "Huh? Like what? I didn't know that. I've been killing people with you for a year. You didn't tell me this." I love Stu. Stu cracks me up.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So I'm going to end it. I feel like you got to do a little bit of research to look into this, but this is one of the few movies that they made the movie and it was kind of paranormal, And then after they made the movie, it was kind of even more paranormal. A lot of the actors and actresses in this movie afterwards died very mysteriously throughout their entire career. If you ever look into it, look at the Poltergeist.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Poltergeist. So they made this movie. They made it on an Indian burial ground. Like an
Value
Indian
picks
burial
by
ground.
Sith Seth in this.
And it was very creepy to begin with. You know, the little kid there, looking at the TV, like very creepy. So like that little kid actress, for example, I think she was one of the died in a car crash.
No shit.
If you look it up, all the actors and actresses in that movie
they've all perished.
died in very not mysterious ways, but
Just weird ways.
freaky ways, car crashes, things like that.
Ways that the odds are not likely. If you parlayed those odds all together, you make a lot of money.
And I'm a sucker for that stuff. Like I said, like you make a movie on an Indian burial ground and then you die mysteriously. I'm a sucker for it. I'm all in. I'm in on it.
Yeah.
So,
Not to mention it was a horror movie to begin with.
right, and it was a creepy movie to begin with. So I just think you combine the fact that it was a creepy movie and the actors and actresses that died afterwards are very strange.
That is, that's very creepy.
I'm
I didn't know
going
that.
for-
I'm gonna have to look into that.
I think that's the king of supernatural. So I'm going with Poltergeist to end it.
I love it.
I
Great
like
pick.
I like it a lot.
Absolutely great pick. Sith Seth took a lot of value with these
I like it
picks.
a lot.
I love my draft.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, Poltergeist is a class. Hey, when did the Poltergeist come out? It must have came out in the 80s?
1981.
Yeah, the 80s. Yeah,
I was gonna say 70 something. Babe, could you
But-
do that for us?
Yeah, there was so much more creativity. Yes, producer Steph, please find that out for us.
Poltergeist year of release.
But I just feel like the older horror movies had so much creativity to them that the fact that a lot of these new movies are just remakes, or they just rip-offs of what's already come out, it's embarrassing in my opinion. Like
82.
it shouldn't be that. Yeah, 82. It came out in 82. Poltergeist is a classic horror movie. Came out 40 years ago.
Yep. Honestly, two things. Number one, with the originality thing. That's why I'd say that I've been, kind of pushing so hard for both X and the new one, Pearl, the prequel to that, because those were, I thought, very original. And then also the Barbarian, which is another one that I thought was wildly original. I just showed it to Steph the other night, and she was just like, "Well, why did you like that movie so much?" And I was just like, "Well, have you seen anything like it?" And she was like, "No."
So
there you go.
This is way
Did
too
you
weird.
see that coming at all? Like, no. So, that's good. Like, to me, if you're watching a horror movie and something happens that you've never seen before, it's like, oh, fuck. Like, good job. And it actually hits. You know what I mean? Not just that they do something different, but that they do something different and it hits.
Yeah, it's actually good.
It's like, oh, fuck. Like, all right, good job. Because, at this point, kind of said something, things have run so monotonous with the horror movie genre.
It's not even that. It's just. I just feel like it's laziness. I feel like they make horror movies with such low budgets nowadays, and they just know that if they market it well, they'll make X amount of money. Like they might spend $10 million on the budget, but they know that even if bare minimum people show up to go see the movie, they'll make $30 million off the movie. Like for example, but.
I'm looking it up right now. So right after it was filming and came out, 4 actors and actresses or people that were making the movie, died in mysterious ways. So one, the little kid that was in the movie, that's they're in front of the TV. They say they're here. Yeah, 6 years old, died of Crohn's disease.
Crohn's disease. The odds in that,
one of the actresses,
1 in fucking 800,000 people.
Right. One of the actresses was murdered by her ex-husband, who she didn't want to take back. One of the other ones committed suicide. Just weird stuff along the way.
My goodness. I did not know that with the Poltergeist.
Like I said, you make this shit on an Indian burial ground, and all of a sudden weird stuff is going on. I don't know.
I wasn't laughing because of you. I was laughing because Ramsey just absolutely fucked up the camera. If somebody saw
no
that
kidding.
on the live stream, but yeah, no, I agree. That's very strange. I mean, the odds of those people dying in odd and precarious ways is
Another one, stomach cancer. You know what I mean? Just weird
stomach cancer.
weird stuff. Crohn's disease, stomach cancer. Just weird stuff.
Check my diet. I'm healthy as a horse.
No kidding. That's weird. We did just mention remakes a second ago. There was another remake. A lot of Stephen King picks on this board for sure. A lot of Stephen King picks. One remake that I actually did like quite a bit that was recent was the Pet Sematary remake. I actually really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, creepy.
I thought that one was
Yeah,
really good.
Very true.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the remake of that.
Remakes are few and far in between, but that one I actually really
that
enjoyed.
That are honestly probably the two best remakes in the past, decade or so that we've seen? Maybe even 2 decades.
Yeah, both Stephen King's. You know what was another one? It was not a remake, but it was a sequel. You picked The Shining. The sequel, Doctor Sleep, that was good too. We watched that together, right?
Yeah.
I think the three of us.
Yeah.
Doctor Sleep was
that
really
Samuel
good.
L. Jackson? Was he Dr.
He
Sleep?
was in it, I believe.
Was he in it? Obi-Wan's in it. He's the main character.
I don't know, maybe
he
he was
plays
in
the
it.
grown-up
I
version
think
of
he
the
was
kid
in
from The
it.
Shining. Was it Sam, I believe?
I feel like he was in it.
Yeah.
Because wasn't the one that did like Bruce Willis's character was in a different M. Night Shyamalan movie, faced off against Dr. Sleep?
I don't remember Samuel L. Jackson being in Doctor Sleep.
The guy who was
could be wrong,
The guy was
but-
Professor X. He was
Producer
a-
Steph, you're laughing over there. All right, give us your 2 cents. Come over to the mic.
Are you just laughing at Vision?
I can't think
He
of
was
it.
laughing at us.
Vision?
Just us in general.
The Vision?
I do believe that.
This is very rude.
I don't know. I did like Doctor Sleep though. I just thought it was a little too long. I'm not gonna lie. I watched it 3 times, and the first time and the second time I watched it, I fell asleep both times.
No shit, really?
It took me until the third time to
No
watch
kidding.
it all the way through.
I actually
It
really
was just
like
too
Doctor
long.
Sleep.
It was like 3 hours long. It was ridiculous, and it was a very slow movie. Even though it was creepy, it was slow. Like
There was a cool little battle sequence.
I'm a casual. 3 hours long. If nothing's going on, I'm fucking snoring by hour 2.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at these. Let's take a look at this draft board here. Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Mr.
Give a
Moose.
rundown.
There was not one mention, aside from Pam Voorhees, about Friday the 13th or Halloween. That is stunning to me.
Yeah. Friday. I like Friday the 13th, but
That's my least favorite out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not in love with it. Like I just feel like there's better things, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Halloween. Like
Yeah, a lot more creepier things.
Yeah. There's other movies, The Exorcist. I just like other movies over Friday the 13th. I like Friday the 13th. Don't get me wrong; it's not a bad movie.
I mean, if it
I like
wasn't-
the
like I said,
vibe
if
of
it-
Friday the 13th. Like my favorite. That's like
Yeah.
my kind of. I like that.
Yeah,
I think if it
it's
wasn't
got
for
a vibe.
if it wasn't for the killer in the original one not being the main killer that you think of, it would be the same thing.
Yeah.
Not picked in the entire draft.
All right. So Moose, Nightmare on Elm Street, Dr. Hannibal Lecter,
Yeah, great pick.
Night of the Living Dead, Blair Witch Project, Sidney Prescott,
As a steal.
Pam Voorhees, Jack from The Shining,
Steal.
and The Poltergeist. So Seth really went. He hit the classics.
Yeah, he did.
Seth hit the classics hard.
I went
You
the
can't go
classics,
wrong.
and I kind of I felt like
You
the
can't go
timing
wrong.
that the timing that it came out. I feel like it shocked a lot of people when it came out, and just like I kind of factored in some of the acting that went along with it,
Absolutely.
like Anthony Hopkins for Hannibal Lecter and Jack Nicholson for The
Dude,
Shining.
Nightmare on Elm Street still plays in 2022. Movie came out 40 years ago. If you watch it tonight, you're not gonna sleep well. I guarantee it. It's that good. It's
I hear you. I'm not gonna lie. I think my team is the actual weakest. My team is from my heart. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
you
personally.
went with your
but
heart,
I
which
think
I
I got the weakest
appreciate.
team. I got the Great White Shark from Jaws, first overall. I got the Losers Club, the young kids version. Beetlejuice,
Yeah, you had a few reaches at first.
Scream, The Visit. The fact that I got The Visit ahead of Get Out is almost like blasphemy in a way. Get Out, World War Z, and then Sam from Trick or Treat. I think my team's the weakest. I'm not gonna lie.
I think you didn't adjust to how the draft was going.
I didn't. I didn't.
I think you could've
I had a
pulled in
plan
some-
going in, and I stuck with my
took what you
plan.
want.
I did.
I respect
did.
it though. Hey, it's all good picks at the
I
end of the
did.
day too, though. I like all those picks.
I did.
Jaws is a classic. The Loser Club's a great hero. Beetlejuice is a great villain. Scream's a great slasher. The Visit, fantastic found footage. M. Night Shyamalan makes classics.
I love The Visit. I really do.
Get Out
I'm
is
not
a
sure I
classic.
expressed
Honestly,
that.
Get Out might be the steal of the draft because you got that in the 6th round. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I'm happy with
Get
Get Out. too.
Get Out is a great pick. World War Z is a great zombie movie. I wouldn't put it as my first, but it's a good one.
Yeah,
And-
that's what lost it.
And Sam for Trick or Treat is if you've only seen Trick or Treat. See, I never saw Trick or Treat
Right.
until I started hanging out and I lived with Nick or Vision for a few years, and I've seen Trick or Treat a few times now, and it's a good movie, and I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I honestly would have never watched that movie ever in my life had I not been here with Vision. So
just a
it's been
loopy
great.
good time.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's just a like I said, I've said it before. I like, especially horror movies. I don't like. I'm not watching for a fucking Oscar winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you come across like a legitimately good movie, like you'll have a Get Out or Hereditary. You'll come across a movie that's legitimately good across any.
Don't say Hereditary is good across all genres. Hereditary is not bad.
Oh, Hereditary is a damn good movie.
No.
Oh, what do you mean?
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about this right now because it's gonna set me down.
I think Hereditary is a legitimately great movie.
It just hits home, and I don't like it.
It's very depressing.
Anyways, on to Sheriff Los. We got fucking Pennywise as my number one monster. Love Pennywise. Absolutely fantastic monster in a movie. He makes it.
Yeah, but like I said, like his downfall is so easy.
I know.
It's
I feel you.
easily
I feel you.
conquered.
I feel you.
That's why he loses it a little bit.
But that's not his fault. It's it's the author. Blame Stephen King.
You
I don't know
knocked
what
it
to
out.
tell you.
You knocked it out of the park with The Exorcist.
Send Stephen
You know
King a
what?
letter.
How about this though? I mean, look at this. When you see a scene, right? If you have three scenes in front of you, let's say you got Pennywise, you got Michael Myers, then you got whoever, Jason or Friday Night, whoever, Freddy. Out of all those guys, well, they all demand your attention. We talked about the Halloween movie. When we watch Halloween, we want to see Michael Myers. I think the one that demands the most attention when he's on screen is Pennywise. Because you never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes it's not always scary. Sometimes it's creepy. Sometimes it's goofy. Like, when was the last time your refrigerator was running? Here it is. You better go catch it. Like
he goes from that to I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
to literally eating off little poor kid's arm as he goes into the sewer in the beginning of the movie.
Pennywise is the best monster in my opinion. Out of all the monsters, tell me a monster that's better than Pennywise.
I couldn't. Pennywise was number one for me. So when he took him, I was very disappointed. He was my
That's
number
why I
two
took
pick.
him round one. Pennywise is the best in my personal opinion in terms of monsters alone. But Exorcist took him as my
Second.
That was
my
a great.
Supernatural.
That was a great pick.
Yeah, Supernatural. The Exorcist is right up there at the top. I just love Exorcist growing up. It was a great movie. Scared the shit out of me. Still does to this day. Freddy as my slasher. I love the claws. He'll slash you. He'll gash you. He'll fucking slash you.
In your dreams.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do? Not go to
You
sleep?
can't go to sleep. Good luck. You better have a subscription.
You know?
You better have an Adderall prescription. Otherwise, you go
Even
to
that.
bed.
That's gonna run out. That's gonna run out after
Yeah,
that.
your doctor only gave you 30 days.
I think your next pick is the one that hurts you the most. Even though I love the movie.
Yeah, no, I know.
The fact that you already got Pennywise,
Yeah,
I think you might have miscalculated
So for
that.
monster movie, let me go back to my notes because there was another movie that I actually did appreciate.
That's tough because when you have Pennywise, you already have the best part of it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that might be a little
in
bit
my
of a
notes.
waste there.
I had Jaws.
I was leaning towards giving you the vote, but I might be doing something.
Yeah, I did have. I don't know. I don't know. I just love it. It's a great movie. I not only do I love the original, but I love the new one as well. I actually love, like you guys said before, I love the remake even more than I like the original, which is rare to find.
Very rare. Yep. No, absolutely. I agree.
It's also
That's the only
wrong.
reason why I put it on there. I just
It
love
is.
it. I could watch it anytime during Halloween season, and it's a great movie. But Jigsaw for my director's
See,
choice.
that's where I think I lost it. I think you could have went a little bit better than Jigsaw.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jigsaw,
Like I
Martin
said,
Brody.
like I
Again,
said.
nothing against Martin Brody. I love Jaws, one of my favorite movies of all time. I think you could have went a
Hopper's
little bit
not-
better.
I mean,
Scary movie, even still at that time. Again, love Scary Movie, but I think you could have went a little bit better there.
I started going with what I liked. Like I said, on the.
I love my draft, boys. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. At first, when I went into this before we
for
started
Jigsaw,
going
like
through
I
it,
said, I could have went Mike Myers and went na 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 na.
But just because it's the easy layup doesn't mean it's not the wrong pick.
Yeah.
Somebody should have went Michael Myers. Easy.
For sure. Halloween's a classic. I love that.
you know what the
movie.
problem is? We all have a bad taste in our mouth because he didn't come on the screen until 40 minutes in, and then he got his ass kicked.
Yeah,
by high
well,
school.
the last two movies.
He literally got pushed around by a high school
The
kid.
last two movies have sucked.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well, at least in the second one, they did that part where they were like, oh, yeah, if he starts killing, he gets all strong again. Like, all right, cool, I'm into this. And he gets all strong. Next thing you know, we get to part 3, and he's getting literally bullied by a high school kid. He's like basically shoving him in like a grandpa in the corner. Like, grandpa, go sit down. Give me your mask.
It's a joke.
I was thinking to go with my monster, like the kid from the new one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the kid from the new one. I just thought he was an awesome character.
I'm not going to lie.
I love my draft. I'm going with my draft. I'm not being selfish.
Before we read through it, I was going to vote Los 1, Seth 2, myself 3.
Seth got some value.
As I re-look at it over again, Vision's recasting his votes. I'm going to go Seth 1, Los 2, myself 3.
I'm gonna vote myself 1. I'm gonna vote Seth 3 just because I want to win. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Get out of here.
Nah, I vote Seth number 1. I vote myself 2nd. I vote Nick 3rd, but I still love all of our votes. We all took what Seth. I mean, Nick took what Vision took what he liked.
I did. I
did
did
half and half.
He took what he saw.
I did. I tried to take, especially for the movie category. I came into this knowing I was going to go character strong. I knew I was going to spend I actually said it. I knew I was going to use my director's choice on Sam because it's a personal favorite. I love the movie. Like I said, I think it defines Halloween.
You didn't go Randy? I'm surprised you didn't go Randy from Scream right there. I thought me and you were going to be battling with Randy. That's why I took Pam Voorhees. I was like, I know Nick's going to take Randy from Scream, so I got to adjust. And that's why I went with Pam Voorhees.
You took Sam from Trick or Treat.
I went Sam. I love him.
I would not have
Cracks
taken
me up.
Pam Voorhees if I knew that Randy was going to go undrafted.
Interesting. I think Pam Voorhees is a good value selection, though. I think that might get more nods from the critics.
I went more
than
logic more than I did like my enjoyment.
Can I give a couple honorable mentions though?
Of course.
I completely strayed
absolutely.
away from zombie movies. I want to put it out there right now. I love zombie movies.
Yeah.
And out there, Dawn of the Dead, if you haven't seen it, you gotta
a
go
great
watch
movie.
it. Classic movie from like 2005, I want to say.
What was that scene with Mekhi Phifer's girl is
Giving birth to this
giving birth to the zombie
man,
baby? It's horrible.
foul.
Dude, it's a brutal ass movie, but
foul.
it is in terms of zombie movies. It's the upper echelon. It's made by who?
I can picture the guy. Romero.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
I know his last name's Romero.
Oh, I can't think of it.
Hey, producer Steph, you gotta pull it up.
Producer stuff.
Dawn of the Dead. But anyway,
I
Dawn
want
of
to
the
say
Dead.
George Romero, but
George Romero.
That's exactly what it is. You're 100%. George A. Romero.
The opening of that movie is fucking terrifying. The main character gets home from a shift at the hospital.
Her husband's fucking turned.
She bangs out her husband.
Yeah.
And then they bang out.
Yeah.
She hops in the shower. Oh no, he hops in the shower.
Yeah.
And the fucking zombie comes through the goddamn window, gets him right away. And then she fucking flees in her car, but you had like the little kid on rollerblades. She's already been
Hey, to be honest, you could almost count that film as a found footage because at the very end, when they finally escape, they have the camcorder and they're filming there.
We'll give you a Sinister.
it's not going to.
We gave you Sinister, you're not getting done.
You know what's cool too? You know what else he did? And it's on that board. He did Night of the Living Dead, 1968.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, same guy?
Yeah.
No shit.
But Dawn of the Dead, and then I'm also going to say Resident Evil 1 and 2. I loved 1. I loved 2. They're both completely different movies. Resident Evil, I love. I don't know. It was the right age. Went to the movie theaters. I saw them. Those movies are dope for zombie movies.
I grew up on Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil, but they have yet to do a real. Yeah, they've yet to do a real, actual fucking transfer onto on screen. That they just did that series on Netflix. That was an abortion.
Yeah, but the movies are completely different. You're gonna tell me the movie 1 sucks? Resident Evil sucks?
The first one, I enjoy the first one. I enjoy the first one. I enjoy the first one.
Resident Evil 1 and 2.
But they're
1 and 2 are good. Outside of that,
more personal.
I'm not saying outside of that is good. 1 and 2 are solid zombie movies if you want to go see.
No. Sucks.
That's the biggest problem. They created a fake character who was basically a supreme superhero, and she's not in the story. They created an overpowered bot.
You can have Chris in Raccoon City running around for the first 2 movies.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. We're getting off track. Let's wrap it
Yeah,
up.
no. I think the honorable mention has to be Halloween. I mean, how can you not have it be Halloween?
That's what I'm saying. I can understand Jason. You know what I mean? Like Friday the 13th, probably my least favorite out of the original ones. But for no Halloween, that's my biggest takeaway.
Yeah,
Not one thing.
Surprising. Actually, that's not true because you have Pam Voorhees, so technically Friday the 13th gets a mention.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't take Jason Voorhees if he was the killer in the first one. There's more that it was a little.
A Halloween
That's a great
draft
point.
and Halloween.
And
is
no
not-
Halloween.
That's right.
Wild.
Hey, can I say, out of all the soundtracks and all the music, nothing beats Halloween.
I agree.
There's multiple songs from the soundtrack that play in every movie.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Jigsaw theme is great. Actually, now you have Jigsaw. The Saw theme is awesome.
It doesn't wait. It doesn't go until the end though. I feel like.
Usually, yeah, when the climax hits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I got to give it to Moose.
Nah, Sheriff Loaf on it.
The force is strong with this.
I'll fucking impound your car right now, bro.
The important thing to know is that Vision got third. You know, I drafted with my heart.
Vision got third.
Vision got third. But we'll have to put it up to a poll. We'll put it up to a poll for the audience. But I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us here tonight.
Yeah. This was fun.
Great.
This was a great time.
This was fun.
And like we